Welcome back. Today we are continuing and actually finalizing element 22 of our life book, Creating Optimal Well-Being. We're going to be going through pages 448 to 451, and this topic is following your passion. All right. So Dr. Ray starts this section off talking about an unforgettable scene from a movie, American Beauty. I have not seen it, but what he says is that the main character asks his wife what happened to the passion in their lives. And he says, when did you become so joyless? Whew, that's a tough question, right? So Dr. A goes on to say, find something or someone to be passionate about. You want something that has you jumping out of bed in the morning. And love is one of nature's greatest healers. Dr. A said, if you had it before, you can get it back. And it can be restored, it can be rediscovered or renewed. And what he says is take a word of wisdom from some elders that were interviewed that says, if you're struggling in a relationship, be courageous enough to reach out to them. Call it a truce. Let your loved ones know how much you care, and then sit down and rediscover each other. He also says that if your paths have diverged so far that they can't realign, you need to accept that too and move on to find your true love. So instead of going through the motions of living our everyday life, right, in and out, and then 20 years later saying, yeah, I drove a nice car, but it's not actually the car that I wanted. Or, well, I have a nice house, but it isn't really the life I wanted. By creating optimal well-being, we're able to develop this greater lifelong correspondence with our own hearts and with our own understanding and with who we want to be in the world and what matters most to us. Okay, so Dr. A gives us some different ideas on page 449, and I'll read some of them to you. He suggests, when you're writing, following your passion, maybe take up a new hobby. Find a craft, sport, or adventure that you've always wanted to do and do it. Enjoy the arts, learn an instrument, act with a local theater company, or take up dancing. Reconnecting with nature by breathing fresh air on your daily walks while strolling on the beach or in the woods, or just spending time in your backyard. It can do wonders for your stress level. Get in touch with your spiritual side. If matters of the spirit are important to you, join a church, synagogue, or other place of worship for spiritual growth. And then he says, spend time with others. Join a special interest group or an area that appeals to you, whether you're an advocate for peace, an environmentalist, animal lover, or political junkie. Okay, so just he says, by increasing your well-being with simple but meaningful activities, like making time to see a friend, starting a scrapbook of these happy memories, or helping others by giving blood, right? There's so many things we can do. And Dr. A says, since we have to work, here's his final tip, his final guideline. Do what you love or love what you do. It's really that simple. That's what Dr. A says, and that's how he ends element 22. So thank you for joining me today as we conclude another element. Oh my gosh, we are now going up to element 23. This one, I'm going to tell you, element 23, it's a big one. It's master your thoughts and emotions. And this is where, we spend so much of our time. We got to get this right? We got to master this because no one can do it for us. So I am so looking forward to going through next week. It's going to be a little bit longer. I will give you that heads up, but it's going to be super, super important. One of, I think, the highlights. All right. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week. You know the drill. Feel free, like, comment, share the post, hop on over to the YouTube channel called Healthy and Vibrant, and I'll see you next time.